Why is it called Monster with Pipeline Pink? If you pour pink, can't orange out, drink from glass.
What?
Orgne, look.
Oh my gosh, it's a scam. Make your own foot scrub. 1, feet are pretty hard to make. 2, don't call me a scrub ever again. Please stop making me read this. This is funny. Like, really, really funny. I have Googled my life away. I have read Bible verses. I have studied the philosophical meaning behind the numbers. I have become a modern Gallup trying to ask people to help me figure this out. What does this mean? Reblog it when you get it. This is driving me crazy. What does it mean? I don't know, guys. Can someone tell me? I have a lot of pet peeves, but I think the biggest one is when people say things like, oh, it's such a small town, only 35,000 people. Like, bruh, my town has 200 people. You need to pick a new adjective. According to Wikipedia, a small town is 1,000 to 20,000 people. So although you were correct in stating that a 35,000 people is not a small town, it is a large town, you are incorrect in thinking that you live in a town. You live in a village. You are a villager. I don't know what to do with that information. A villager. It's weird to think horses were ever prey animals, because what predator looks at an 8-foot tall enormous beast with pitch black devil eyes, terrifying teeth, and extremely powerful legs, and think, yeah, let's go attack that one. Well, moose are still prey animals, so that's messed up. A moose is like a horse with extra weapons. Well, would you rather they be predators? No, I'm sorry. I don't want to think about that. That's a nightmare, bro. Undersea ecosystems are baloney. Like, imagine you're a little rabbit and you go to nibble on a tree sapling, but as soon as you go to take a bite, it takes off like a bloody helicopter and disappears over the horizon. Then, before you can process what just happened, the entire patch of grass you were standing on turns out to be a fox who had turned itself inside out and you die. Are you okay? Do you need to talk about it? Look, I'm just saying, I'm glad I exist in a place and scale where the main form of getting dead is just something trying to make your blood fall out. I couldn't handle being a crab. I would register a formal complaint, but crabs can't write. The movie Ready Player One couldn't have come out at a worse time. Like, it's all about how amazing virtual reality is and how you can be a superhero and do all this cool stuff. Meanwhile, in actual VR, it's just stuff like a tiny Russian Knuckles and a tank rolls up to Hatsune Miku and asks for a dance. Miku starts a twerking animation while blasting Nightcore. A nearby penguin spins in circles. And it's amazing. In fact, it's better than Ready Player One. I love when I try and interact with a really cute baby and they make it abundantly clear I have killed their energy and they hate my vibe. Baby in the cafe? Aw, is the owl cake pop your favorite? I'm sorry, I just wanted to play with you, man. Beast Boy's powers would be so much funnier if he didn't turn green. Imagine you live in Teen Titans Tower and one day there's a pigeon sitting on the breakfast table. It's probably just Beast Boy. Probably. But it just sits there pecking at cereal, and you're left grappling with the suspicion that someone left the window open again. Alternatively, Beast Boy adopts an aquarium full of green frogs and lets them wander around the tower for this exact purpose. I'm glad we live in a world where superpowers aren't real, because that would genuinely be stressful. These erasers couldn't even erase. Not meant to. They're meant to exist and bring delight, and they did. I'm a 27-year-old electrical engineer who works in a little secret lab in the middle of Egypt. For 1 2-month period, the office supply order changed from normal erasers to these. And I will not lie, every time I thought I was alone, I would sneak one out of my desk and eat it. They looked delicious. Tasted mid, but the appearance was so stunning that my brain just kept thinking, surely the rest were a fluke, but this time it would taste like fruit and sugar. Anyway, eventually the order stopped, and I was very worried that somehow they'd found out I was eating their erasers, so I kind of casually brought it up to my manager that I was sad they swapped the erasers out, and he was like, yeah, but I kept eating them so they couldn't stay. They do look like really good, especially the orange ones. They look like yummy jelly. I just... Social media is just oscillating between cringe culture is dead, enjoy your interests without shame, and we should bring back bullying and social ostracization every couple of months. It's kind of the same thing. When vampires are portrayed as mainly preying on women, that's so unrealistic. Like, I'm sorry, but they're too careful, especially around strange men. Dudes are much easier. You could literally lurk in a bush in the park at night and call out, "Whoa, look at this messed up looking squirrel," and have 3 grown men climb in immediately. That seems a lot easier for vampires. I love that Twitch does the stream points thing, and that so many streamers have like basic self-care stuff as their lower tier point redemptions. Like, hell yeah, I will make my fave stressed artist streamer check their posture and stretch for a full minute. Yes, I will make the anxious gamer drink water as many times as I can redeem my points during a stream. Parasocial relationships aren't healthy. I am literally watering and exercising my streamer regularly, not to mention the diversity of enrichment audio I give them. No, I don't see my fave streamer as my best friend, more like a Nintendog. I stepped outside of the front door of my own home only to find the deer that tried to kick my butt last year, standing right there in my front yard, bold as brass. Am I not safe anywhere anymore? For those of you who were not here last year, this deer is the most obnoxious, unnatural red-orange color I've ever seen. Only appears when it's raining and once chased me a quarter mile through the woods. Her name is Hot Cheeto Hatred, and she is my nemesis. Dude, I think that's a fairy. I have never heard of someone having a deer as their enemy, but that is hilarious. This emoji, but without the blush or romantic connotation. I'm not blushing. I'm staring at you directly in your bloody eyes. If you excuse the bad editing, it would look like this. When I was a kid, my grandpa was a Great Depression survivor, and he wouldn't waste any amount of food. So he taught me I had to eat the apple core, and I started eating the whole apple in grade school, and the kids called me Horseboy. Dr. Doofenshmirtz, is that you? In 1944, a kid named George, short for General Electric, was saved from drowning by a US Navy crew member. George was then photographed and given a Liberty card and a detailed health record. Oh, George. Why does his health record look like a furry? Remember when you were 10 and you would hang out with your friends in order to look at the computer together? Like you went to their house and experienced the information superhighway together and then leave? How old are you people? Normal amount. I love how hyenas still have the winter coat gene. Like if you keep hyenas in cold climates, they do this. It's so silly. That's just a disheveled dog. You can't prove me wrong. I hate when you're at someone's house and they're like, "Mom, she's hungry." And you're like, "No, don't say that. I sound so needy. Why? Why couldn't you just say we?" Glad to know it's an international thing. Literally, like you know that friend is doing it on purpose to embarrass you. Why? Why do you hurt me like this? Spotify Wrapped? Why don't you spot a woman and wrap her in a blanket? Wait, there were no baggage fees before 9/11? For 20 years, the nation has been paying the temporary baggage fees first billed as a way to help the airline industry bounce back after the September 11 attacks. No baggage fees, no TSA line, no removing shoes. You could bring water on the plane. Hell, you could bring a whole meal. If you didn't, they would give you one. Free, whether you ordered it or not. I understand we have all these things now because, like, it make things safer, but... There is nothing sexier than the picture with the Italian players on top of each other after the win, and the English ones going through the 5 stages of grief in the back. Are they making out? What's going on? United States average jeans color per state 2018. How the hell do you even get data like this? If you click through to the source, which is Reddit, you can see that in many cases, you don't need any data at all. You can just retitle a population map and delete your account when people ask for a source. Hope this helps. I love lying on the internet. Wahoo! Oh no. To make sure their accents were accurate, the child actors in the Harry Potter movies were forced to grow up in England. The cruelty these actors had to endure is immeasurable. By the way, the ending of Odyssey made me lose my marbles. Yeah, I like the bit where Poseidon shipwrecks them for like 40 years. I don't remember that part, but I like playing as Bowser and breaking rocks. We're talking about 2 different Odysseys here. I have a friend who's a history major who has only played one game the past 2 years. He spent almost 2,000 hours on Crusader Kings 2, and that's all he plays every single day after class. When I tried to recommend Titanfall 2 to him, he said, "No thanks. I already play a video game." A video game? You've claimed a single one? Look at this color. If you had to name this color as one of the two, which would it be? Green or blue? This is green. This is literally green. No, I'm gonna have to disagree. That is literally blue. It's too bluish to be green, I'm sorry. Tumblr has gotta be the best social media. I don't see anything bad on there. It's just amazing.